Welcome back. This image, which I think looks a bit like a fetus in a womb, is in relation to Acts 5.1. Now, a man named Ananias, together with his wife Sapphira, also sold a piece of property. It goes on to say, with his wife's knowledge, he kept back a part of the money for himself and bought the rest to the apostles. Peter said, "How has Satan filled your heart? And you've lied, you've kept some money for yourself." And essentially, when he was accused, he drops dead. And then shortly thereafter, the same thing happens to his wife. Now, is there an allegorical meaning to the idea of death? What's also intriguing, I think, is that there are several Ananiases in Acts. They're not keen on surnames, although they do write massive lineages, the son of Duda and the son of Duda, for like several chapters. But it strikes me as odd, like, to include the same name, which means something like Yah has been gracious. So the other characters in the New Testament with the same name, one, Ananias, was involved with restoring Paul's eyesight. And there's definitely something symbolic about eyesight and blindness as lack of awareness rather than visual sight. And then there's also Ananias, the high priest, who was involved in Paul's trial. And the name is also connected to Hananiah, the false prophet. Sapphira comes from the Greek for sapphire and relates to beauty. Interestingly, God's throne in Exodus 24:10 is described as being made of pure sapphire. Could be connected to lapis lazuli. But for all that, there's no blue in my image at all. This is the head of the fetus, if that's what it is. Lots of various squiggles going on there, possibly telling some sort of story, but I can't quite picture. Although one in the middle in green looks like a mum bathing a baby. It's something to do with ritual cleanliness. This looks like a creature with a long neck here, but it's not a giraffe, because at the bottom it's got some sort of claw feet. So there's this bit that goes off to the right-hand side, which I guess could be the as yet unformed legs of the child and or part of the umbilical cord, but it does look a bit thick for that. There's like a badger head coming down into it, and it looks a lot like a bunch of people coming back and forth. There's what look like people in the bit that's top right and top left as well. Cave entrance, I guess. There's various people here as well, including possibly the sky goddess arching over at the top. It looks like a person with a very weird headdress turned upside down. So there we have it. Thanks for listening.